Went to Crystal Galaxy College, and I think the opportunity came through their efforts. Yeah, and I recommend Crystal Galaxy College because
we are the best.
And the best school for you to come to is Crystal Galaxy.
Your career is a ladder that leads you all the way to the top. Practically, all your dreams and aspirations of getting into management or even becoming a successful entrepreneur are hinged on your career success. Today, universities and colleges are churning out yearly more and more graduates just like you, all of whom are going to compete in the same industries for the same jobs. This means more graduates stepping over each other for fewer jobs. The good news: the right education can make you more employable in a job market that is increasingly competitive. You can stand out amongst your peers with a Blue Crest education, an education that understands the needs and challenges of the job market and prepares you ahead through progressive and inclusive learning. Our students are given the creative freedom that encourages personal development and are offered on-field opportunities for professional growth. Acquiring a Blue Crest education means being guided to identify and pursue your interest in fashion, ICT, business and journalism, and using the skills acquired in the course of learning to prepare yourself for life. Don't be indifferent to your education. Your career depends on it. Enroll at Blue Crest College today. Visit www.bluecrest.edu.gh.
I'd always known that I wanted to be a fashion designer. As a little girl, I'd be found looking at the patterns and designs of clothes, but to people, this was only a childish dream. But I knew that I had to be part of the fashion world, and so I had to make a choice. During my admission process, I spoke to the counselor at the SFD, and I knew immediately that I was at the right place, a place that could take my imagination and dreams into a reality.
My favorite part about studying SFD is that the classroom is not the only place where we learn about fashion and design. We organize fashion shows, we attend fashion events, which become a part of our learning process.
We work in a dedicated lab with a special card machine. I can design and print my own design on a garment using the card machine.
Our performance in the college is evaluated on the basis of what we learn in these outside events. And no, I am not complaining at all because I love attending these shows with my classmates and especially with my friends.
At Blue Crest School of Fashion and Design, I've learned about the different ways in which an ordinary piece of fabric can be used to create beautiful design.
The program structure and lessons allows me to be creative and know the diverse areas in the fashion world. My classmates, who are equally talented, help me in this avenue.
I did not know that there were so many techniques and ways in which we can completely transform our everyday clothes into something extraordinary and unique. I am learning something new here every day at SFD.
I don't think I would have learned so many things by undergoing an online course or a distance learning program in my subjects.
Now, I'm confident to say that I can open a brand of my own.
Welcome back to a very exciting edition of Youth Empowerment Television Show. My name is Richmond Amofa Sapon, and today, like we promised last week, we are going to discuss a very, very important issue. And even before we started, I got a lot of messages. Richie is one. When are we starting the show and all of that? The big man himself is already in the studios. And today, we are going to let people understand 21 signs that love is making you stupid, or signs that if it happens, it clearly shows that love is making you stupid. And this is, I would ask whether it's an academic research, a practical research, or as an experienced one from Mr. Ogo, or Lawyer Ogo. So he's here with me. I would move quickly to introduce him. Now, if you want to contribute to the show, send us a WhatsApp message on 0548 503799. It is just below your screen. Send us WhatsApp message, text message, share your experience with us. He will advise you. Let us have your thought. 20 minutes into the show, or 40 minutes into the show, I should say, we would open the phone lines so that you can directly speak to him. Of course, he's here also with a message from his school, and that will be a later part of the show, so that we'll let you know the packages we have from Synergist Institute Ghana. So we would also do that before we close the show. Say you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure to have you. I know
you're
well.
Very good, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. We are not here to break relationships today. We are only here to strengthen it, to make sure the relationship is very much okay. 21 signs that love is making you stupid. Is this a research, a finding from experience, from the clients you receive daily to consult for? How did you arrive at this 21? And are there more?
Okay, so a very good afternoon to your cherished viewers.
Yeah.
It's a bit of everything that you have mentioned, and yes, there's more. If you notice from the write-up, you see that at some point there was a bonus.
Yes.
That was given at
the
that was
the last bonus.
Yes,
yeah.
and so there's so this 21. There's part 1 and part 2. There's gonna be part 3 and part 4.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, how did you come about this science? How did you notice them? Is it your own personal experience before you got married, or what? How?
Okay, so I've been doing relationship counseling for a long time,
Okay.
a very long time, and you know how it is, you know, as a lawyer as well. You have the privilege of studying family law, and you see a number of cases as well. And then when you are doing the consultancy, you actually come face to face with some of these cases. Some of them are like scripts from Hollywood, you know,
Wow.
but they are actually real. You know,
Some of the things you hear
they're
are like movies.
Yeah, they're like movies. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
you almost cannot believe they're happening, or people are allowing themselves go through stuff like that. But you know, we're all different people, and every human being has that very deep yearn for love.
Yeah.
And then in the process, in trying to find or keep love, we find ourselves doing a lot of things that ordinarily we would not even advise our friends to do.
Yeah.
You know, and so I thought it would be good for me to put this thing together, so that people can also use it, not just to break their relationships. Of course, there are some relationships that should actually break.
There are some relationships that must break.
Yes, there are some relationships.
It doesn't
that
matter
shouldn't
how far
continue.
you've gone in emotions.
It really doesn't matter.
Wow.
You know, in fact, emotions are very terrible investments. You know,
Emotions are terrible investments.
yes, they are very terrible investments, especially when the foundation of your relationship is not right. I don't want to say shaky, but not right. You know, emotions is a terrible investment, because you're going to get into the middle of the river and realize that you shouldn't have gone that far, but you'll find it very difficult to back out.
Now, because you said sometimes the very foundation of the relationship may not be right.
Yeah.
So before we enter into that relationship to look at those signs, I want to know, what are some of the what is a clear indication that this foundation of the relationship isn't right, and therefore don't even move on to experience the signs?
So when I don't know myself, okay,
Yeah.
I won't be able to know who fits into my life.
Okay.
Because of the simple fact that I do not know myself.
Okay.
I do not know what I'm pursuing after, what my focus ought to be, you know, the kind of life I want to live. And that is why most of the people that I speak with, the first advice I give them is, you know, do well to discover yourself.
Okay.
That is why relationships, you know, it's not for boys and girls. It's for men and women, people that already know where they're going.
Relationship is not for boys and girls.
It's not for boys and girls. It's for men and women. You see, if you haven't discovered yourself, you're definitely going to bring somebody into your life who might not fit into your purpose, who might not fit into your life, who might not be able to tolerate your excesses.
Yeah.
And you see, we all need somebody to tame us from time to time.
Yeah.
Somebody to understand us and provide that support even when we're goofing.
Yeah.
And so when you don't understand yourself, you don't know where you're going, you bring just anybody into your life, you know, in our case as guys, because she's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, so you bring her into your life, but she might not have the patience to deal with your excesses, the patience to help you manage your flaws, the patience to support you until you change. Okay, so you find yourself continuously struggling, you know, and it continues to tear you apart.
Wow.
Yes, and so once that foundation is not right, and if you don't know, then you don't even know the person that is coming into your life, so you don't understand the implications of being in that relationship.
Wow.
And when you don't understand the implications of being in that relationship, you're also going to mess somebody's life up.
Yeah.
You see, so those things are very, very important.
Wow.
A lot of people bring dogs into their lives, but they expect the dogs to behave like goats.
Yes.
You know, and that's how relationships are.
Wow, you are watching Youth Empowerment Television Show, Ghana's most authoritative youth analysis program. Now, you are not just watching us on Facebook, you're also watching us on Digital TV, on Multi-TV. We're also live on Satellite TV, and that means that over 31 African countries, we are live there, and they are watching us. So you can send your messages coming, and make sure that you send your messages coming through. We are discussing 21 signs that, if it happens, it clearly is telling you that you are loving stupid, or you are loving in the stupid way. And I know you are yearning to know what's number one. So please pick a pen and a paper so that you take, when you hear it, you ask yourself, is this happening in a relationship? Then I'll ask him one before he leaves. That does it mean if just a single one of them is present, then I'm loving stupid? Or it's 21 over 21? I'll ask him all of that. But then I want to quickly ask straightforward.
Please.
So, young people are watching us, and the Constitution of Ghana defines, young people between the ages of 15 and 35, and that's the youth. Even though UN and ECOWAS have a universal range, which is 12 to 24. So, in here, those who are watching us universally, we have to put ourselves into that bracket. Yeah. Now, you discussed what the foundation should be before they enter into a relationship. Yeah. So, it means that love itself is not for boys and girls, it's for men.
It's for men and women.
So, when you want to go into a relationship, it's not about the handsomeness, it's not about the beauty,
no.
It's not about the money.
No.
So a nice boy, nice girl can choose to date an ugly girl because of what?
So the interesting thing here is that who defines who an ugly person is?
Ah, yeah, you're right.
You see, of the beholder. Okay. So a lady that is beautiful to me might be ugly to you.
Yeah.
You know. So and one man's meat is another man's poison. Right. And so I have never seen an ugly woman before. I don't actually know what an ugly woman looks like.
The reason why I use ugly is that you know how youthful, the exuberance and all of that. A lady would meet a guy, and when she goes back to the room, the friend is like, but this guy is not nice. You know, this guy, that. But generally, because of how, you are and with experience, you will not consider anybody as ugly and stuff. But anybody that finds themselves in a situation and say that this girl is not nice, love is not about appearance. Is that the case?
Well, you need to be attracted to the person.
Okay.
And so there must be something that is, pushing you towards that person. But love is more than just a feeling. Okay. And it's more than just that attraction. The attraction is supposed to, create that opportunity for you to get, talking or something, into the relationship, as it were. Okay. But you're not committing yet, because after the beauty, you also need to look at character. Okay. You also need to look at vision, and the purpose of that person. Do you guys connect? And what usually happens is that with the attraction comes a lot of infatuation, and then you suddenly become fond of someone. Okay. But that doesn't mean you're in love.
When do you notice that this is an infatuation? I've been hearing it, but I don't really know how that feels. Is it lasting after someone, or what? Or being overly in love and is excited?
So this is the way my wife describes infatuation. When you go and I say the butterflies in your stomach, your hair is standing, you cannot stop thinking about this person, you're all over this person and all of that. You see, at that moment, it's all about feelings. It's just feelings, but feelings come and go.
Wow.
Feelings never stay. Anything can make feeling go away. Anything at all. Even a new job can make feelings go away. A football match can make feelings go away. The fact that your team lost the match can make feelings go away. Wow. So when the feelings are gone, do you still know in your head that this is the person you want to be with, or do you suddenly begin to change your mind?
Feelings can go and you are still in a relationship.
Yes. I mean, as married folk, some of the times you actually, you're actually looking at your wife or your husband and you're wondering, how I take rich yourself? What thing they worry me?
There are situations where people can be married, and in the middle of the married day, can look at their wife deep within their heart, and they're like, why did I even marry this person?
Yeah. It happens. It happens a lot, and it's actually part of it, because you see, human beings transit. You transit from one level of reality into another, and within that season, when you're trying to adjust to those realities, that is your main focus, and anything can make your feeling go away. You can ask married folk. You see, a lot of a lot of single people think that, you know, married folk, for instance, have sex every day and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
They're married folk
because,
like, no.
Because that's why they are married.
You see,
Because you want to get it legitimate so you can do it every single time.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that you can ask, there are married folk that are happily married and having a wonderful relationship, but they haven't had sex in a month or two.
1 month.
And it's not a big
Living
deal.
with their wife.
My brother, you can ask a lot of married men, okay, your wife can actually walk past you naked.
Well, you have a feeling for her. She's naked.
Your body not go move, my brother.
Same person who during the relationship would be naked and you'd be worrying her.
I'm telling you, you know, nothing will happen. It will be as if you're just reading a newspaper, you know. But then there are days she's dressed, you know, if she's wearing a full gown from her neck to the very soles of her feet, and you're running after her like goats after grass.
So
you know?
how is this? Like,
it's the human, it's the nature, you know, of a person. Some of the times the feeling is just not there.
yeah.
You know, it's emotions. They come, they go. It's a seasonal thing, you know. But you know that this is the person that you've chosen to be with, and this is the person you love. So even when the feeling is not there, you don't see it as something is wrong with me or something is wrong with her. You know, you understand that. Look, you guys are transiting. There are things you're going through, you know, and you've got to just pass through it. One of the things that makes it a bit of a challenge is when, you know, there's no balance with that transition. So the man wants his wife, but the wife is not in that mood. You see, does he feel victimized or does he understand?
Oh, you can be in the mood for maybe sex when you're married, and the woman can say she's not in the mood.
Anything can happen. And it could be because of what she's going through at work. It could be because she's not feeling well. It could be because she's not happy with you. It could be because the kids are stressing her a bit. It could be because she spends too much time in the kitchen trying to make you happy and all of that, you know. So it can be anything. But there are things that you can do as well to help sustain the mood and the feeling and the atmosphere, you know, for those things to happen.
Wow. You're watching Youth Empowerment Television Show. I'm really learning, and I feel like I should get married tomorrow. Greetings. Please, I'm Harry from Central Region. The issue is I really love this girl, but she says I don't cut down my locks. She would never be with me. It means you have locks on. And these locks also fetch me money because I'm in the model industry where these kind of hairstyles are relevant. Please, I need an advice in respect of this issue. Lots of messages. Mr. Go will answer this like in a second. Then we'll go to the main reason why we're here. What does he do? The lady wants this.
I'm not sure he's gonna like what I'll say, but I'll say it all the same. Okay, so
he should cut it off for the lady.
You see, the first question you must ask yourself is what attracted the lady to you.
Okay.
Why did she fall in love with you all of a sudden?
Okay.
You were like that when she fell in love with you.
Yeah.
And this is your career. Never do anything you're going to regret. Okay. Speak with her. Help her understand why you need to keep your locks. But if she doesn't understand, my advice is to advise yourself.
This is like a judgment day. this last word is like when you're hearing God talk at the judgment day. Break up with her.
because this is your career. This is what you're pursuing after. Okay, and if when you go through the 21 signs, you discover that this is one of them.
Have you advised the divorce before? Has it gotten to a point where you have to advise the divorce?
Sincerely, yes, I've done that a number of times.
Number of times.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have had to, you know, do the very tough job of actually looking at a couple and telling them they shouldn't be married.
You told them to their face.
Yes, you know, and it wasn't their best interest. Okay, I've done it a number of times. One was an ASS situation, which a lot of people will understand.
They didn't check before they got married.
Well, they were not married then.
Oh,
that was
okay,
before
so you told them
not to get married. Yes, not to get married. You know, in their best interest. And you know, a lot of people, they say, "Oh, fate will put us through," and all of that. But fate doesn't deny the existence of reality. You know, and then there are other people who when you listen to their aspirations and the things they want, just as our good friend, you'll see that definitely somewhere in this journey they are going to have a misunderstanding that will be irreparable. Okay, so imagine that there's this guy that works in a bank, in a marketing department of a bank, and the lady he wants to marry works in the marketing department of a bank. She is building a career for herself. Okay. Now, this guy, when you ask him, what are your aspirations? What do you expect from marriage? And he says things like, you know, I don't want house help taking care of my children. I don't eat food that is frozen or food that is put in the freezer. So I want my food fresh and all of that. And I want my wife home doing all these things because I won't eat food from a house help. Immediately, it tells you that in a year or two, he's going to compel that woman to quit her job.
Yeah.
It's written on the wall. Yeah. But some of the times, you know, we are so in love that we don't even hear stuff like this when the guy is saying it or the woman is saying it. Okay. So at that point, you need to tell them, if you're not going to be able to make adjustments, if you're not going to be able to adapt, okay, if you're not going to be able to make the sacrifice that is necessary to sustain your relationship, walk away.
Wow.
Yes.
21 signs that shows a lady is in love with you. Hey, sorry, 21 signs that shows that you are loving stupid. Maybe one day we'll treat 21 signs that shows that a lady is in love with you.
There's actually something like that.
Really? We don't have time. We'll just go straight so we can enjoy a longer conversation today.
Sure.
So what is the first sign on the signs that shows you are loving stupid?
Okay, so the first one that we have is when you're being abused, but you're making excuses for the person.
When you're being abused, but you're making excuses for the person.
You're making excuses.
Practically how?
Yes, so you're making excuses for the person and actually even justifying the abuse. Okay, there are people that are in abusive relationships, but they are justifying the abuse. Okay, they're saying, oh, if I hadn't spoken like that, he wouldn't have slapped me. If I had come back early, you know, he wouldn't have kicked me in the face. If I didn't disagree with him, you know, if I had understood that he was having struggles and you know, be patient with him, he wouldn't have done what he did. Oh, he's a very nice guy. Or, you know, I mean, look at the way I am now. He's done everything for me. You know, it's just that small flaw that he has. But, you know, we're okay. He loves me, and I believe he loves me. You see, you keep making those excuses, but you see, every pound that you receive actually deducts years from your life.
Wow.
And messes up your mind, reduces you, and makes you less than a person. And so for as long as you are making those excuses, love is making you stupid. Because you're not even looking for solutions. You're justifying it and making excuses for the person. But if you look, you know, the person in the eye, man or woman, because there are men whose wives and girlfriends are abusing these days. You know, so you know, so you can look at the person and say, this is abnormal.
Once he beat you again, he beat you.
You've got to find a way to say it. Either you know, through a common friend that understands you and all of that. But you need to be able, even if it's through an SMS or, you know, you need to tell the person, this is abnormal. You know, you cannot love me and treat me like an animal. There's something wrong. I might not hold it against you at this material time, but I think you need help. Our relationship needs to get help, or else I'm working. It's important that you do that. It is proof that you're still in control of your life. It is proof that you're not a slave. You know, and it is something that you need to do.
So when you're in a relationship, don't make excuses for things the guy does wrong that seeks to abuse you.
Yes, or the lady as well. You see, anything that abuses you makes you less than a person. And if you're not a person anymore, what are you?
So you are exchanging words between a boyfriend and a girlfriend. They're exchanging words, and the guy slaps the lady. For me, I think it's only men who are women that hate a lady. You know, or women who are, I mean, we have to respect our gender and respect everybody equally.
Yeah.
But in case the lady is shouting on the guy, raising the voice, and the man slaps, the lady should not say, oh, maybe I raised my voice and God says we should be humble and respectful. So the man is disciplining me. You should not make excuses for that.
No, I found it funny when you said God said you should be humble and respectful.
That's what some of them
we do say that.
Yes.
And that's another very stupid thing, forgive me, but that's, you know, another really stupid thing. The first thing here, okay, why would somebody that is even your boyfriend or your girlfriend be abusing you and you're still in that relationship?
Maybe you had an abortion. It's wrong, but some people feel maybe you had an abortion with him, or maybe your mother knows him, your father knows him, and
he's still not your husband and has no right to even go that far. And so if you guys are, even husbands do not have the right to beat their wives, and wives do not have the right to beat or molest their husbands either. So imagine a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. It's totally absurd. Okay. But in this situation, when there's an argument and he slaps you and you're making excuses for him, what you do not realize is that is his way of resolving conflict. And you're not the first. So it will never, you see, we always think, oh, he's going to change. He loves me. If you see how he cried after slapping me and he promised me it will never happen again. Ask the people that said that,
And Philip will be crying.
2 years down the line, they're still slapping you. Now maybe they have even joined kicking to it. You see, so don't make excuses for that person.
Okay. Second sign that shows you're loving stupid.
Yeah. I don't know if you're there.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay.
Second.
So when you make sex and money weapons of control, just so that you can have your way.
This is where most of the young people will not agree with us, but maybe it's fact. So when you make sex and money weapons of control, just so that you can have your way.
Yeah.
How's that?
So imagine that, and this is this is like a reversal.
Okay.
So I'm a guy and I'm in a relationship with this lady. Okay. I want to sleep with her, but she doesn't want to sleep with me. She's saying, I love you enough, and I think I would like to wait so that when we get married, then we can get jiggy with it, and then you're saying no. And from time to time, not as an obligation, because that is also crazy, but from time to time, you support her financially.
Okay.
Now she comes
even when she hasn't given you sex?
Even when she hasn't given you sex.
And you agreed to wait?
Yes, and you agreed.
And you
well, you didn't agree to wait, but you're saying, if I force her now, I rape.
Yeah.
So you're marking time, waiting for the time when she's going to have a need that you can step in to provide.
Okay.
So you feel she owes you something.
Okay.
Because you have given her 500 Ghana cedis or 200 Ghana cedis.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so love is now making you stupid. Love is making you stupid because right now you are willing to reduce the person you love to almost like a prostitute, as it were. Okay, so because that is now disrespect to you.
Yeah.
You see,
that you have to do all of these things before you sleep with her.
Yes.
And it also looks as if she, even psychologically, you would think she's a prostitute.
Yeah, you're using her.
Yeah.
You've used her.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that you created that platform to use her.
So maybe anytime you may not even have those monies to give her,
yeah, well,
she may say goodbye to another person who
well, that's on the one hand, because when you make it an obligation, you're playing husband.
Okay.
You see, you make it an obligation, you're playing husband, and so she will have the right to expect it from you.
You're right.
Okay, and when you don't have it, that's another problem. And the same thing happens when it is sex. When you turn it around, because men use money as weapons of control. Just as women use sex as weapon of control.
Women use sex as a weapon of control.
Yes, women use sex as a weapon of control.
They feel
even marriages.
The best they can give a man is sex.
Yeah, so
to establish your control.
Yeah, so some of the times when they want something from you, okay, they withhold sex from you in order to get it. Whether it is respect or money or loyalty or a decision you've got to make or whatever, they withhold sex from you, and your head is spinning.
Wow. Let's look at the third one.
Yeah, okay, when you accept to be treated less than what you are worth because you are afraid of losing him.
Okay,
or her.
So those who are not, we could not stream it, but if you can listen, it says that when you accept to be treated, please don't call our WhatsApp numbers, we'll allow you to speak. It says when you are accepted to be treated less than what you are worth because you are afraid of losing him or her.
Yeah. And this happens a lot. Some of the times,
practical.
Very, very. And you're in love with this person, and it looks like the person disrespects you. But you are afraid to stand and say what is going on is not right because you feel that the moment you say that, the person is going to walk out on you.
Being heartbroken is a very hurtful feeling. Some can't stand it. Losing the guy you have dated for maybe a year because the signs are now getting rare within the 1 year. And you breaking up with him, going to start all over with another person, getting to know the other person. Isn't it a long process that it makes them naturally afraid to lose?
In my sessions, I always try to make heartbreak one of the most mundane things on earth. It's there.
You're a heartbreaker.
Oh, bro, even me and you are heartbreak every day.
Very well.
Okay, when your phone falls to the ground and the screen crashes, you're heartbreak.
It's true.
So we experience it every other day. So what I say to my friends is hurt, heal, and move on. But never out of the fear of heartbreak. Okay, refuse to establish things you need to, because everything you allow in your relationship forms part of the tradition of that relationship.
It continues.
It continues. And so if you are afraid to say to this person, you know, what you're doing is wrong. Stop doing it. Just because you know that the moment you say the person is going to walk out on you, stop talking to you, refuse to pick your calls and all of that, the person is already manipulating you. That in itself is abuse. You know, and so if that is the reason you're refusing to speak up, you know, and say, let's not do things this way. Love is making you stupid because you're losing grounds without realizing it, and you're building a tradition for your relationship.
The next one.
Yeah.
When you realize that the best moments they give you is when they want something from you, but you are still willing to believe they care about you. How's that practically?
So, guys go through this much more, but you have a number of ladies as well that go through this. Really? So yeah, so you know that very interesting principle of undue influence. You know, so the guy, you know, the lady calls you, oh Richie, I miss you, and all of that, and then your head is spinning and spinning and spinning, and they know that the moment they do that to you, they'll get something from you. But when you want to sit down and have a conversation and see maybe if you can take the relationship to the next level because you truly care about these people, you see they're not interested. They don't want to listen. They begin to post you, treat you funny and all of that. So
it's like they don't want to sit with you to discuss
anything.
Issues.
Yes, but anytime you see them around you being nice to you, it's because they want something from you. Okay, so this person doesn't care about you. They just care about what you give to them. You know, and the opportunities you provide for them, the network that you create for them, you know, but they don't need you. They don't want you as part of their lives and part of their world.
This is a very bitter truth.
Yes, they're using you. And do you know one very interesting thing? A lot of people that are being used, men and women, they know that they are being used.
They know within their hearts.
Yes, they know that they are being used. So they just like to bask in that moment. And after that, they feel so empty and depressed and keep hoping for another opportunity when this person is going to need them. And I think it's a very, very dangerous way to live. Because some of the times you actually, you know, overlook the people who truly care about you and respect you. People that treat you like that have no respect for you. They are just using you. And you know, it means love is making you feel really stupid.
Wow. The number 5.
Things. Yeah.
It says that when you call everyone you know to beg someone, this is very practical. When you call everyone you know to beg someone who has been hurting you and now wants to walk out on you, and now wants to walk out on you to stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're begging them to stay, but they've been hurting you.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
And you tell your friends and other people to beg the person for you.
To come and beg the person for you. This person has been hurting you, and now wants to walk out on you. It should have been good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yeah.
You know. But you're saying to yourself, "Oh, please beg him, let him stay. Beg her, let her stay," and all of that. You know. And people are actually looking at you and saying, "I'm in. Are you in your right God-given mind right now?" You know, because there's something absolutely unreal, abnormal about it. You know, it means that you're no longer forgive me, but you're no longer in your right senses.
Yeah.
You can't be begging somebody that hurts you continuously, you know, to stay with you. That is why, you know, that there's another I keep talking about, you know, write-offs, but there's this other feature, you know, that I wrote called Something I Learned from Rihanna.
Okay.
You know that song that she sang, what's the name? The one that she says, I don't want to be a mother, I don't want to hurt him anymore, and all of that. You know, and I think that is one of the most honorable songs that she's ever sang. It might be her life, but the message is very honorable. When you see that this relationship is not unfaithful, that's the name of the song. You know, when you see this relationship is not going anywhere, and you keep hurting this person, you know this person is better off without you. The best for you to do is to walk out on the person.
There's no need to call your best friend. Can you talk to Richie for me? Or your mother should call, or your father or somebody. There are signs to let you know that this person doesn't really...
So you have a misunderstanding with someone that you care about.
And misunderstandings, are they normal in every relationship?
Misunderstandings are very, very normal in every relationship.
But which one can you say... Because if misunderstandings are normal, and that a guy is angry, and so you call your mom or a friend to speak to the guy, is that a sign to show?
No, that is good. Okay, that there is somebody that you two are accountable to, you know, and this person can speak to two of you. But imagine that the person has no regard for you and makes it very, very obvious. You know, the way he speaks to you, the way he acts towards you, you know, the way he carries on with his affairs and all of that. It's very, very obvious that this person does not care about you. But you keep holding on. You keep holding on. You keep trying to do things to see if the relationship will work. You keep holding on because you feel you care about this person so much. Then one day the person says, you know what, I'm walking out. you know, this relationship, I don't want to be in it anymore, and then you call the whole community to come and beg the person. I think it's not
very well. Before we go for a break, let me read some messages on Facebook. This one says that ha, interesting. This is from Dilalom Kone, and okay, so Kone says, so what if the man tell the lady to quit his job, yet the lady refused because she doesn't want to be a housewife? What next? This one says that Patrick Adai says that that's right. Priscilla Sampson is also watching live. This is what I want to do. Let me go for a quick break. This is just a montage break so that we can take a water break. And don't forget, this show is proudly sponsored by Ultimate Mineral Water and Blue Crest University College. They are proud sponsors of this particular television show. So we are going for a quick break. When I come back, just a minute, we'll continue the show and I'll read some interesting comments here. Just a quick break. Please, producer, just a second break. I beg you. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, we are welcome back. And Della Lom sent us a message. Connie sent us a message. Connie is asking us if the boyfriend asked her to stop her job, and she says no. She doesn't want to stop the job. Let me get the question very right. She's like, so what if the man tell the lady to quit her job, yet the lady refused, but because she doesn't want to be a housewife?
Yeah, but that's already a recipe recipe for disaster. Oh. Okay, yes. So those are the things that you need to deal with.
Maybe the man is scared of losing you when you go to the workplace, and the other men there who have money who may.
Well, you cannot feed anybody's insecurity. Never try to feed anybody's insecurity because it never ends. So let the man know from the very outset, you know, you're not going to quit your job when you guys get married. And I've listened to the aspirations you have and the expectations you have out of this relationship. I don't think they are demands I'll be able to meet because of the nature of my job, you know. And so please let us talk about this. It's better that we break up now, you know, than to begin to have unnecessary misunderstandings.
You tell him straightforward to break up.
It's better, you know. Some of the times we get so overwhelmed with feelings, you know, and that's where we find ourselves in very bad situations. But this is life and reality, you know. Okay.
Before I read the messages, I want us to go to the next one.
Okay.
It says that when you feel people change because they love you, when you feel people will change. So you meet a guy who takes alcohol almost every day, who smokes every day, and it's like, they will change because they love me.
It's a joke.
Are you sure? But some women are proud to say, I will change him. I will change him.
Ask them how it panned out.
Really? They can
ask them how it panned out. No, wow. No, it hardly ever works. Hardly ever works. Of course, yeah, I mean, there are some people that might say, it's happening in my relationship, I changed him. No, you didn't change him, okay? And you didn't change her. Maybe that person changed because the person saw the need to change. And people see the need to change when they see the impact it is having on their lives first.
Practical example, you meet a lady who was going to the nightclub every time, who maybe was fond of sugar daddies, or a lady who was maybe virtually sleeping around or something.
Yeah.
And you advise her, talk to her, and she stops and gets settled with you. You haven't changed the person?
No, you see, if that happens before you guys begin a relationship, it's different. Okay. But if you say stuff like this to the person, like, if you love me, you will stop going to the nightclub. If you love me, you will stop going to the nightclub. It's as if you're dropping a certain condition on the table, like a bait. Okay. Now, when we do that, what we don't realize is that every time we hurt those people, they will attack us as though we owe them. Every time we have misunderstanding.
I left my friends for you.
I left my friends for you.
Because of you, I don't go here again.
Exactly.
I don't talk to this person.
Exactly. That frustration is pouring.
My friend, I have a friend, practically, he's a Philip. Yeah. He has the same similar problems. Like girlfriend,
You know, so they will throw those things at you.
Yeah, it was Adam that was solving, Adam and Darrow. They were trying to solve his relationship problem, though they are not experts. So I think this one is good for him.
Oh wow!
He really
you know, so don't don't.
So nobody can change
like
anybody.
No. People change when they see the need to change, but you cannot change anyone. You can advise people and support them through their seasons and all of that. But if you meet somebody that smokes, immediately you're seeing one of the implications of being in a relationship with the person. So what you should do is prepare yourself for those implications and expect the challenges that will come out of those implications. But don't say, if you love me, you stop smoking. Okay. What some women have done is, okay, you know what? I can stop you from smoking, but not in the house.
Okay, so some women can actually say, I know I can stop you, but don't smoke in the house or my presence.
Yes, because of maybe the kids or because of the smell or anything. So anytime they see their husband say, excuse me, I just want to go for a walk, they know he's going to smoke.
Yes, and they don't even understand the work the man is until they realize he's going to smoke outside.
Yeah, he's just going outside to smoke and then he'll come back. But don't begin to pretend you can change people. Nobody has that grace.
True. The next one is that
mine keeps locking.
When he's sleeping with you with a condom, but keeps telling you he wants you to get pregnant before he marries you, and you believe him. This guy sleeps with you using a condom, and he tells you, baby, I want you to get pregnant before I marry you. Now, when are you going to carry the baby? This guy, if he's come, but is it real?
People, that's why I said there are some things that you hear, and it's like a script out of Hollywood or something. These are real life situations, and you actually still let him sleep with you. And there are times I just ask, so when that is going on, what are you thinking? Because it will never happen.
He will do it 10 years.
It will never happen. What are you thinking? And so so now you're praying for the condom to bust or something.
Yes. Or you buy the condoms and you. This one says that number 8, when you spend all your salary on her and her family, forgetting you are from a poor home with needs, are you not sacrificing for love?
Nah. No, that's not. Okay, so here's the thing. There are 3 situations where you can give when you're in a relationship. So you can give out of support. Okay, just from time to time you just want to help. You can give because you just want to surprise the person, like a gift. One time, so you walk into a shop, you see this really nice dress, you feel you can buy for the person, and then you can also do it out of obligation. So out of obligation is when the woman is not married to you, but every Saturday morning she comes and opens her hand to you, so you give her money to go and make her hair. Okay, now you're playing husband. But now you forget where you come from. You forget the sacrifice.
Your little sister, your little brother,
and all the people.
Your daddy,
your daddy. Your little brother needs to go to school and is unable to pay his fees and all of that. But you're just taking all the money to her and supporting her family. What you're doing at that material time is dishonoring the sacrifice.
But are you not trying to build a family also with this lady? Because if you are going to marry this lady, are you not getting? Are you not starting your responsibility on the relationship with?
So always remember this, that until you're married, you're not married.
Until you're married?
You're not married.
So don't do things married people do.
Don't play husband, and don't play husband to any woman. Don't play wife to any man. Because there is nothing that guarantees they're going to marry you. Okay? All they have done is make a promise that is capable of breaking. Even when they wish they can keep it, they might not be able to. And so if you have that at the back of your mind always, you realize that the person that is telling you, no matter what happens, till
death, I love you forever and ever.
They happen. So advise yourself from the very beginning. Then the second thing is that you cannot dishonor the sacrifice of your family. You cannot dishonor your father's house because of a woman that is not your wife.
I just saw a message and it's very interesting. This one says that, hey, seriously, I'm getting educated, but this song has got my sisters and my girlfriend who are with me delete a song they have been listening to. Then he calls the song. Say, "Oh, farm chimpa, me don't me the better." Like Sarkodie song that says that however you treat me, I'm still going to love you the same way. So
no.
You're not going to change.
no, that's not a nice one. With profound respect to Sarkodie, no, that's not a nice one.
Well, okay. The next one, number 9. When your man treats a woman when you treat a man who hasn't married you like a kin and treat families that raise you like strangers.
You know, it's connected to the previous one.
Yeah.
You know, there are people like that. Okay, especially for women. Okay, there are things that women do for a relationship that they have never done for their fathers. You know, they have never done for their brothers.
Like is it washing?
Well, it could be washing, cooking, and all of that. There are people that are not level-headed enough, okay, to perform these responsibilities in their homes.
We are breaking relationships.
But they are willing to do it for a guy who might not even end up marrying them.
So they go to the guy's house every weekend, visiting the guy.
Doing all kinds of things, spending, you know, they see that the curtain is turned somewhere, they want to go and change everything, you know, rearrange the house, but they will never do it for their fathers, they will never do it for their brothers, you know. I mean, it's because you see, the first place we learn relationships and how to manage relationships and the challenges that come along with it is in the family unit.
Yeah.
And the way you manage your family unit is a reflection of how you're going to manage your marriage. Okay, and so if you are not doing it, then it means that you are bringing that energy out from somewhere, you know, and you're doing it because you're not thinking straight.
Yeah.
You see, because there's no balance. This is, some people will call it hypocrisy, but it goes far beyond that.
Wow. This one says that, and I think the number 11 too is virtually like when you move into a man's house without difference to your father's house.
Yes. So and this is for Africans. Okay. So for the people that are watching us maybe in the US and all of that, it might not make any sense. But you see, it is important how you move into a man's house as far as the African society is concerned. That is our culture. There is a way you move out of your father's house into a man's house, or even when you're not living with your parents. There's a way you move into a man's house and you have dishonored your father. You've dishonored your family.
What if the father knows?
The fact that if the father knows and doesn't bother, there's something you have done that has made him voiceless. But there is no father that will not be bothered that, you know, you've not done the needful culturally. As far as the African society is concerned, you've not done the needful culturally, and you go ahead and move into a man's house.
Okay, so let me give this example. Let's say a lady whose father, mother, siblings, the family, nuclear, are all, let's say they are in Spain, and the lady is left alone. The lady meets a guy and introduces the guy to the family, and the man says, okay, informally, I know you. My daughter is staying with you. Is that wrong? Because maybe they're not in Ghana to do the knocking or to...
No, but even if the father is not around, she has uncles. I mean, all the relations cannot be living abroad. Even if there has to be a way, okay? And some of the times there are situations where the man will call one of his friends that lives in Ghana and says, you know what, there's this situation, I want you to stand in for me, see the person, let me know what you think, you know, and let us do the needful. Because if you don't, the implications are always so far-reaching. I'll tell you something. 2 years ago, the Relationship Health Center, we did a research with 5 African countries, and we found out that 65% of women that are abused in their marriages was because of how they moved into the man's house.
65% of
women that are abused in their marriages, when you look into the root of their marriage,
they give themselves easily to the man.
They give themselves easily to the man. Maybe that is the best way to put it. Without difference to their father's house. Because you see, no man, and then the second reason is because the man, even before he got married to you, okay, took over the responsibility of running your father's house.
Oh, okay.
You know, was spending on your father, changed his car, built a house, was, you know, spending money on, so everybody became voiceless.
Wow.
So there are women that are actually being beaten mercilessly in their relationships, but their fathers are unable to say anything.
But the fathers know.
The fathers know. And from time to time, we'll even call you to one corner and say, you know what, you know how good this man has been to us, manage. And if you decide to leave, what is going to happen to us? You know, the good life we know today is based on this relationship. So please, you know, do whatever it takes to sustain it. And just exactly.
Does some of these cases come to you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. You know, and
as a lawyer, do you, when the ladies tell you that, do you ask them to, because causing fiscal...
Yes. I push them to do the needful.
And when they report to the police, the women are cool to see their boyfriends or husbands being
picked by the police. So this is the tough side of life and reality. Okay, how do you manage this situation? Okay, if this has got to be done, then you have to anticipate the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know how it is. You don't say you didn't intend for the old woman to fall when you pushed her.
Yes.
You know,
the end result should be clear to you. Yeah.
You know, and so some of the times we need to.
Wow. Because of our time, we have to. This one says that when you get into a relationship through deceit, and are still willing to live with it, so it means that you were lied to.
Yes. And
later you know the guy lied to you.
Yes.
And you're like, after all, I still love him.
Well.
So maybe a guy tells
maybe because you still love him, or you have entered. You know that impression. Yeah. You have entered.
Oh, you're already in it.
You're already in it. You know, but you know one of the very serious implications of a misrepresentation.
Yeah.
It means you walked into this thing not knowing what you were walking into.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of women that are deceived into marriage, and a lot of men that are also deceived into marriage.
Wow.
Okay. And when you are deceived into marriage, you're not in a marriage.
You were deceived. Let's say the lady's appearance, everything deceived you, thinking she's a good woman, or she has this, she has that, or he has that, he has this, or he says all these things. You enter into the relationship and realize it was the opposite.
Yes.
Or it was different thing altogether.
Yeah.
Even though you are married, you are not in the marriage.
No. I mean, technically you're not married because whatever it is that made you walk into that relationship, okay, doesn't even exist. So I'm a car wash man. I live in Choco. And there's this young lady whose primary intention is to me. I mean, because you cannot decide for anybody why they're going to marriage.
Yeah.
You know, their partners just need to know. So the lady runs a hairdressing salon and wants to upgrade her life, wants a different life. So anybody that, you know, brings his car to your car wash shop, you know, when they finish, they say, bring it to my office. But before you get to the office, you pass the girl's office and say, you know, one of my flates.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give you one.
Yeah.
You know, and then they get you, come and wash my house. You remove all the pictures that will show it's not your house, bring the girl over and all of that. And she says yes. She says yes based on the fact that she believes that you have enough to take care of her.
Oh, you're settled.
And upgrade. You're settled. Take care of her and upgrade her life. Okay? And all of a sudden she discovers that you actually, you know, you live in Choco. You're a man of straw. A straw better pass you. You know, so you live in Choco and you're just there. Okay, so what has she walked into? If she decides to continue in the relationship and she is certain about what she has walked into, fine. But if not, she is free to walk away. And even when she wants to, the court will not be looking at divorce. They'll be looking at an annulment. Okay.
To delete the marriage.
Yeah, to delete it because it never actually happened. A marriage is not something you are thrown into all of a sudden. You know, you need to be certain that this is what you anticipated, this is what you're expecting, and this is what you walked into.
Unfortunately, our time may not make us go through all the 21 things because each has to be bullet. But there's number 18 I may be picking so that we'll give the link to them.
Sure.
This one says that when you accept anal sex because you don't want him to live out of his threat.
To live out his threat, yeah.
To live out his threat. That he would find a woman that is willing to give it to him. I hope you survive the surgery. So it means when your man asks you for anal sex and you fear if you don't give him, another woman would give, you are laughing stupid. So the number of times you have given your anal, you've given that to him, you should prepare for a surgery.
So I'll tell you this, like I told you.
Are they not just trying to be adventurous in lovemaking?
There's a difference between adventure and perversion. With profound respect to everybody out there, you know, there are just some things that are and some things that are not.
Yes, I know.
Especially the conscience of the people, you know. So, and the other reason I added that is because of the experiences I've had in the work as well, okay? I mean, you'll be shocked at what's going on in our hospitals right now because
they're
of
having
women.
surgeries.
Yes.
And now surgery.
Yes. And that's a fact. And so I wrote that out of. There are some people that say that it works for them and all of that. And I guess I wish them well, but the dangers are there.
Well, so the last one, then we go. This one says that when he's not married to you, but he asks you, send me a naked video, and it says when he or she is not married to you, but asks for a picture or video of your naked butt.
Oh, your butt naked self.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And you oblige.
Yeah.
So when you are not married to the guy, but maybe the guy is lonely, you guys have distance between you guys. He says, send me your nude. Is it bad? Isn't it love?
You know from experience, so many things have happened in the past, so the person takes it and you don't know where the person has kept it.
Okay.
And because he's not married to you, because she's not married to you, she owes you nothing actually. Even though when we now start speaking about content and all of that, there's another case or another issue that comes up. But the fact that the person will even be daring enough out of the bitterness, out of anger, out of whatever, okay, to share your nude pictures because you sent them to him or to her. You can imagine what implications can arise out of that.
Destroyed your life.
Yes, and so it is better that you share information like that with somebody that has something to lose when they share it. But if the person has nothing to lose,
of course, you're right.
You see,
you're right.
It's stupid.
I think we would have to break here, but we'll be doing this regularly. But before you go, Synergies Institute Ghana. Still offering scholarship.
Yes, we
are.
So
anybody watching us, if you want a scholarship to study journalism and media studies, marketing,
accounting and finance, PR, advertising, health and safety.
Good.
So many.
So your dream to earn a degree or higher diploma, or even a certificate in all the programs we have listed, make sure you call these numbers. He's the vice president of Synergies Institute Ghana, and so he's giving you opportunity to have up to 50% scholarship. So call these numbers right now.
Like we did it the other time?
Yeah.
Okay, so 0501 333 227.
Can we have it again?
0501 333
227.
Yes.
Now, if somebody's watching you and need you to advise, or the person wants to come to you with a problem, needs you to advise them, your consultancy firm, what is the number?
Okay, so it's 0246.
So that's your camera. So you
all right. So it's 0246 273798. The number again is 0246 273798. I'm also on social media. I'm on Twitter as Brave African. I'm on Facebook as Ogochukwuneke, and I have a page on Facebook as well called The Marriage Clinic with Ogo.
Kweku Delicious says that God go punish you. The spend matter make a laugh, sir. Yakuba is watching all the way from the UK. He says, hello, interesting topic. Okay. This is fine. Let me read some few ones and I can just go. Let's be a bit practical. Of late, the decision to decide on marrying a lady has shifted from beauty and looks to home management ability. So coming over to cook and wash at times quickens the process. Okay, to you.
No.
Good afternoon. I want to know if when you are married and always your wife is taking advice or discussion on marriage through. Hey, this is not very, very clear. This one says that I'm Jabbar from Accra, Sukura. I was dating a girl who has effectively changed my life, and she's left it, but I found it very difficult to go through. She's left me for a UK person. This one says that, hi, you and your man are really enlightened us. If you could help me with the issue, I'll be appreciated. In court wedding being customary or ordinance, if misunderstanding comes in between the couple and they get separated, the woman's people return the ring and the wine. Without the divorce papers signed, if the woman gets pregnant with another man, can the man sue the woman for getting married to another person?
Sounds very private.
Yeah. So you have to call him. We'll put the number down again. You are seeking legal advice. I dated a lady and she had... I'm a lady. I dated a man and he had anal sex with me countless times. Even after my surgery.
She had a surgery. And when she's at the WC, she doesn't feel like she just pull. The guy destroy you. Let me see. Lots of messages.
Lots of messages. This is where time will permit us lots of messages. But we want your number out there again. There are young people who are asking for your number, asking. Wow. And these are married people too are also asking for your number. So so you can give them. He's a lawyer and also a counselor. So it's good that you have his number. Wow. I'm not advertising for him as a lawyer. It's against. But I'm just telling you that the things he can do for you. The number.
So the number again is 0246 27 37 98.
The number again.
0246 27 37 98.
That is his number.
Yeah, I'm on WhatsApp as well, so WhatsApp is even better.
Very well. We'll do a part 2 of this, but I'm looking that next week I'll try and get him again for me every week. Next week we may be looking at I want us to discuss something about breakup. How does a girl get over a guy he's in love with, or how do you survive a breakup? We'll be looking at that, God willing, next week. My name is Richmond Amofa Sapon. Thanks for watching. The video is always there, so you can send it to your boyfriend who couldn't watch, so or your girlfriend who couldn't watch. If you say a prayer, say some for me. Tomorrow, Fela Makafui would be at Crystal Galaxy College and we are doing a training. Now, if you want to learn makeup, just come to Crystal Galaxy. If you want to learn wig making, this is the part 2 of we helping young people all across Africa. So just come to Crystal Galaxy. It's free. We'll teach you how to get yourself equipped with all these practical skills. Bye.